Hello and welcome to Return to Sender, a process for sorting energies. I'm so grateful you're here, and I invite you to take a deep breath. Exhale. Find yourself arriving in this space. I invite you to take another deep breath and imagine you could unplug from any distractions. Exhaling, releasing any attachment to anything out there that might be pulling your attention away. Breathing, releasing, and allowing yourself to be here now. All parts of yourself. And as you arrive, I invite you to notice what you are feeling or sensing in your body in this moment. Now I invite you to tune into something specific that you're feeling in any part of your body. I'm going to ask you a question about that energy, and just notice the first thing that comes to mind when I ask, is that even yours? And I invite you to imagine you could see a scale or feel a scale of 0 to 100. Just to get an idea of how much of that energy is even yours. How much of that energy is even yours? And maybe you know what that is, and maybe you don't know what that is. Either way, any part of that that's not yours, would you be willing to return to wherever it came from? Whether you know where that is or not, I invite you to imagine that you could inhale, gather up that energy, exhale, return to sender. Inhaling, gathering up any of that energy that isn't yours. And with your intention and your imagination, exhale, return to sender. Imagine that energy returning to wherever it came from, anywhere in the collective. You might even imagine how many folks in the collective are resonating with that energy and how you perhaps empathically picked up on it. So notice what you're feeling in your body now. Breathing, noticing. And notice something, perhaps something else you're feeling in your body. And I invite you to tune into that with me. Is it even yours? On a scale from 0 to 100, how much of that energy is actually yours? Just imagining you could feel into all of that energy that's not yours and inhale, gather it up. Exhale, send it back to wherever it came from. Inhale, gather up. Exhale, imagine that going back. Return to sender. Return to sender with consciousness attached. And breathe and notice what you're feeling now. And perhaps tuning into something else in your body, anything at all. And I invite you to feel into this question. How much of that is yours? Perhaps you can see or sense an amount. But either way, any part of that that isn't yours, would you be willing to release it back to wherever it came from? If so, I invite you to inhale, gather up, and exhale, release. Imagine that going back to wherever it came from. Inhale, gather. Gather your intention, gather your will, and exhale, send it out. Send your will out into the field of creation. And notice what you're feeling in your body now. I invite you to take a few breaths here. Imagine your energy field surrounded and filled with light. The light of creation. Your light. Your love. Your will. And I invite you to imagine that this light filling your field can automatically start to repel any of the collective energies so that you can be here in your individual field and process whatever it is for you to process. Because remember, you can't heal or process someone else's pain. So the best thing to do is return to sender. And you can imagine your field as a beacon of light, a beacon of healing that others may resonate with if they so choose. So I invite you to take a big breath and exhale and imagine that love radiating out through the field of creation, repelling anything that is not in alignment. And take one more big breath to seal your practice for today. And exhale, gratitude. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So grateful to release anything that isn't ours. And thank you for joining me today.